All right, let's do it. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I am Andy Ruther, coming to you live from the Smut Studio in Venice Beach, California, with my co-host, Joey No Chill Praino.
Good Labor Day afternoon, Andy. I was like, what time is it? I'm so out of sorts right now. Just literally drove directly from basically the San Jose area to your door where I was dropped off.
Thust.
Right into the podcast. Here we go.
You walked in, I was in my underwear.
Yeah. And I'm going the full Ruther style today. I've got, Giants workout shorts on, Giants sideline shorts. I've got some sushi socks. Not my usual look.
Where'd you get those socks?
They were a gift. Got them from my lady. She gave me some sushi socks.
I like those. You know, I've turned into a sock guy. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is weird. I told you you're not allowed to wear socks on the show ever again, though, because we have a foot fetish guy who tunes into our YouTube live, and he loves your feet. So
I don't think he turns in live. I think he goes and watches
after the fact.
Yeah,
because he's not in the live chat. He's in the post show comments.
In fact, the foot fetish guy has gotten debates with people.
Ooh, about your feet?
Yeah.
Great.
No, about being comfortable and why should there was a back and forth I saw a few episodes ago of about, I don't know, like 4 or 5 comments of, it wasn't about the foot fetish. It was about he's in his home. He should be comfortable.
I was saying before, like, that you should be like crumpling stress balls or something with your feet to really get him going, so that he comments more. But then I was like, well, we don't want him to come before the episode ends.
Yeah. You said before that we started, if the dirt balls make you chug beer, my thing.
Well, I just said we've all got our thust, The dirt balls last episode were all hyped up about me chugging Miller Lights. And we got people who are hyped up about you not wearing socks. You can't just go wearing socks.
Well, it depends. I'm not going shoeless every episode.
Pretty sure you're shoeless Andy Ruther. You're like Joe Jackson.
Will I ever win a World Series title?
No.
That is a negative. So you just got in. It's Labor Day. Now, some people like to take Labor Day off.
Yes.
We are recording not 1, but 2 podcasts.
I like to take Labor Day off, but unfortunately, you have tied us into serious advertising contracts where we can't, no days off anymore.
Sorry, man.
We're the Cal Ripken of podcasts.
Sorry.
But even though it may not be our best effort, like the way Cal Ripken used to go through month-long streaks of just complete ineptitude at the plate, we have to record podcasts.
Yes, we have contractual.
Even though I'm on no hours of sleep, 6-hour drive.
Sorry, man. Contractual obligations to some of our sponsors. And we're going to record a second episode. And then after that, our boy, the male stripper Bryson, has got us tickets for Mets Dodgers. We're going to hop in my old car, drive all the way to East Side, drive to Goldberg's, and then go to Dodgers Mets.
Yeah. DeGrom versus Dodgers.
Yeah. It's a very festive day for us, Joe.
It is. It's gonna be. The struggle is already real.
Already?
Yeah. I've been up since 6 a.m.
But how was San Francisco?
Fantastic! Shout out to everybody who came out. Did a show in the East Bay in Newark. Then did a show in San Francisco, Bar Fluxus, which was really fun. Saw Mexican McLovin, of course, as always. Jay Gonzo Jr. was there.
He's been trolling me a lot on Twitter.
He was there with his lady. They were both injured. He's in a walking boot. She's on crutches. And then Chase Marston, who was a dirtball who showed up first time he see me live. He came. Then was in Santa Cruz last. Some dirtballs there. It was all around great shows.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. I got to turn that off. Hold on.
Is that your phone?
That's my mom texting me.
Oh. What's up, Joanne? She's like, Happy Labor Day.
Come on.
Do your parents do that where they do like the annoying holiday? Like my mom will be like, Happy Easter. I'm like, I don't care.
No, you know what it was? I had texted her. I went to that candy store in candy/soda, high-end soda store.
Yeah.
In San Luis Obispo, and I got some candy for my
Rocket Fizz.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got some candy for my nephew and niece, my brother's twins, and I got them some candy. It had a scorpion. It was candy wrapped around a scorpion.
Okay.
and I wanted to see how they reacted.
And how did they react?
I don't fucking know. I'm not checking the text.
Okay.
Mom, I am thusting. That's what's happening here. Praino's got his Gatorade. We're ready to do this. We're locked and loaded.
Yeah.
I do, before we get into it, because there's so much NFL stuff to cover.
Yeah.
It's basically going to be an NFL episode.
It's basically going to be an NFL week. We're doing this. Then we have the preview show.
Yeah. By the way, on YouTube, somebody wants to know how much money for Joe to do the entire episode without a shirt.
Oh, wow. That would have to be a significant amount. I don't know how comfortable I feel without a shirt on.
I'll do it for free.
That sounds like a bad way to make money.
$100?
No, I'm gonna go 200.
200.
Yeah,
$200 to get you to do an episode without a shirt.
Yeah, honestly, I'd rather just be chugging beers, which I was not planning on doing today because I have Gatorade. But I did say to you before the show, I saw as I was walking in, people already turned on Twitter about the possibility of me chugging. First of all, I've been up since 6 a.m.
It's peer pressure, man.
It's a lot to do today. I was not planning on drinking whatsoever, but thust is thust.
Yeah.
We do have to load that Venmo card up for Chicago. So at Joe Praino on Venmo still, and we'll see. First one, if we get to let's see, Jacob deGrom's 48. If we get to 48, I'll do 2, and one of them will be a shotgun. So let's just start there.
Wait, you're already to chug again?
Oh, yeah. I mean, right? Thust is thust.
Okay.
If we get to 48, I'll do 2, and one of them will be a shotgun.
Well, we're pretty light right now, I think, in the comment section.
Great.
People are doing
It's Labor Day.
Yeah.
So I hope we don't get there, honestly.
I want to talk about the Rose Bowl. I went to the Rose Bowl.
That's right. Did UCLA lose that game?
They were 14.5-point favorites.
Yeah.
They lost to Cincinnati.
Chip Kelly.
That's what I want to talk about. Chip Kelly, man, I think people kind of forgot how much money they threw at him.
What was the final?
The final was 20, what was it? It was 26-17.
Wow. So
they couldn't score.
They didn't even fucking score.
They had one big
huge run. I saw that 50-yard run.
74-yard run to start the third quarter. That was basically it. And they had 10 points in the first quarter.
Wow.
They looked awful on offense. And they couldn't. Cincinnati was just power running the ball for the most part. I think Cincinnati had 197 rushing yards. Dude, but here's the thing. I was reading the LA Times because, of course, that was one of the lead editorials. Chip Kelly, 4 years, $22.5 million. They're paying him like an NFL coach.
Look,
and I know. Hold on, I know it's one game.
It's one game,
but
first game, the other thing is it's all. I say this. This isn't as much true with college football as it is college basketball, but you're a coach and you're a recruiter.
Sure.
So they fired a guy for a reason, and Chip Kelly's now playing with his guys. So let's see what I hate Chip Kelly, by the way. I think he's an unabashed racist, and I can't believe that people aren't completely on board with this. And I think he's a fucking cheddar dick.
Again, I don't think he's a racist.
Okay. Well, let me just say this. If
that term gets thrown around.
Okay, let me just say this. If one of our contributors to the DSPN gets caught on camera dropping N-bombs and you then give them their own podcast, I'm going to be like, Andy Ruther's a racist. And then I'm going to be like, oh, we have black guys that want to work for us. And you're like, no, I understand that Sean Merriman is a former NFL guy, but I'm not interested in him messing up our locker room vibe. I'd be like, oh, you're a racist.
Well, regardless on that, here was the experience for me. First of all, the attendance, I looked, it was empty, man. 55,000.
Yeah, that's bad for the Rose Bowl.
Seats 90.
Yeah.
Fans weren't into it. Another thing that I didn't know, because the last game I went to at the Rose Bowl was the actual Rose Bowl with you.
Yeah.
And they served beer.
Yeah.
They do not serve beer during UCLA games.
Right. I did know that.
What the fuck is up with that?
I mean, a lot of college games.
But it's not. I know a lot of college games have that, but that's when it's on campus. This isn't on campus.
But it's still run by the college. It's not like there's a bigger thing when it's a national championship game. I don't even remember. Were we drinking beers in the stadium?
Well, I don't remember since I don't drink.
We were all banged up before we went in, but I don't remember if I got a beer there.
They had to have been serving booze during the Rose Bowl, right?
I don't remember.
All those fans traveling. But you know what I got? It was the most LA thing ever. They had kombucha on tap.
Kombucha?
Kombucha? How's
Yeah.
it pronounced?
Kombucha? There's
Not
no
like-
A in there until the end. So they're certainly not kombucha. It's not it's fucking Cam Newton plus kombucha.
Dude,
Although he should do that. He should probably have kombucha.
he should, man.
Yeah.
That shit's in now. You know, when people ask me they're like, where'd you get that beer? Everybody asked me.
It was a draft kombucha?
Yeah.
Technically, there's alcohol in there.
Is there?
Yeah. Because it's fermented.
Okay.
So, is this a slippery slope? Have you opened the doors?
I'm shaking.
You're like, I loved it. I don't know what it was about it.
I will say, it was delicious.
Yeah. I like a nice kombucha.
Yeah, man. But again, like you're saying, I agree with you. One game, he's got what was the old coach? Carl Durrell. He's got his players, or was it Jim Mora? I've lost track.
Come on. Look who you're talking
Yeah.
to.
But again, man, dude, you're paying this guy.
Wasn't Neuheisel? I was just trying to think of like the only other UCLA coach.
Yeah. What a great stadium, though. Where would you put? I was texting my buddy about this. Of all the venues for football, dude, I'd put Rose Bowl right up there.
For football in general?
Especially college.
Yeah. It's not up to date, right?
Yeah.
But I do love it. I do love the bowl. I do love that we sat in the last row. You remember that? We were in the last row.
They were great seats.
They were great seats. There's nothing better to me, and I know Pete Sestaro will love it when I say this, but there's nothing better to me when you're at a football game and the sun is shining and the grass is really green and you can see the mountains in the background, the sun. It's Southern California. You're dropped in the middle of sunny Southern California watching a football game. It's pretty great. Like, you're never too hot there. You're never too cold. It's like, I mean, I haven't done a ton of major college football games. I've done a bunch, but I haven't been to the Big House. I haven't been to the fucking Horseshoe.
See, I've been to both.
Yeah.
And you nailed it by saying that. And that's what I went with my buddy and one of his coworkers, and they'd never been to the Rose Bowl. They said the exact same thing. They go, you could be in the last row here, and you're really not that many rows up.
It's so much better than the Coliseum.
So much better.
It's like a world's better.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather watch Cincinnati UCLA than, honestly, probably like Notre Dame SC, which I think we should go to again this year. But like the Coliseum doesn't even compare.
Doesn't compare.
No.
Yeah.
It's like a shitty multi fucking purpose, like whatever. Shabelli's gonna be like, yeah, they got the torch. Like, relax, dude. But yeah, the Rose Bowl is pretty sweet. And it's a good vibe too. You're on the golf course, tailgating, you come on in. Did you tailgate? Did you do any of that stuff?
When we walked around, it really is good. My buddies were going, there's nothing like this.
Yeah.
Because there was.
Now, again, I haven't been. I know you were in Ole Miss. I haven't been to like I was at Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah.
That's obviously a scene. They take their football down there pretty
Sure.
seriously. The stadium experience at the Rose Bowl better than what I saw at Auburn, but like, tailgating and all that. Like, South does that like to a whole other level.
No, for sure. We had great seats. We were 16 rows up. We got them literally day before game. SeatGeek.
We're sitting in the front row, by the way. Well, not the front row. We're in row 1. I think there's a row A in front of us, and it might be the third row. It might be 2A and then A. But I just want to put it out there for anybody who might be coming to the Chicago White Sox game on, is that Wednesday night? Wednesday night versus the Tigers. We're in section 17, row 1.
Praino texted me. I go, what should I send from the Thust Fund?
I bought tickets on SeatGeek. Used promo code DIRTY. I think you can use it after like the original one.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I've used it twice now.
Okay.
So
you tell them how cheap after our $20 off.
After our $20 rebate, $33. And you're like, all right, so I should send you, you're like, I'm going to Thust it. I should send you $66. I was like, no, $33 total.
33 total.
For basically, I'm pretty sure it's third row, field level, first base line seats. I mean, I get it. The White Sox suck, but geez, you can't sit third row at Citi Field right now for $12 or whatever that is.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Guys, you too can take advantage of this great deal that we have with SeatGeek. Go on there for NFL games, college football games like we're talking about, concerts, comedy shows. They have it all because, best of all, you guys, like we were talking about, get $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. Just download the SeatGeek app and enter promo code DIRTY today. That's promo code DIRTY for $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. SeatGeek, life's an event. We have the tickets.
Oh, you got a little Letterman thing going. Throw the card.
That was the worst throw ever.
Yeah.
It came right back to
throw
me.
paper.
So let's talk a little more college before we get in the NFL.
Sure, let's do it.
I did, again, because that basically took my whole day. As you know, Pasadena, I left here at noon, got back here at 8.
Right.
So it's like.
That was Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I didn't watch Notre Dame, Michigan. I didn't watch.
I saw
Auburn,
a
Washington.
Significant amount of Notre Dame, Michigan. That fun game.
Dude, but I want to talk about Harbaugh for a minute. Again, I didn't watch the game. And everyone's talking about him as they should. Starts 9-3 since then. And I've always been Team Harbaugh. Since that 9-3, his teams have gone 9-9. And I believe I saw something, because Braylon Edwards is losing his mind with tweets about it. I believe I saw something that they haven't beaten a ranked. This is it. Braylon Edwards' tweet. Here's my issue, he said. 0-17 on the road against ranked opponents. 1-6 against rivals. And that one win was against 3-9 Michigan State last year. Dude, Harbaugh's not winning.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
How long has he been there?
This is his third year.
Third. Okay. They didn't look, we've talked at length about Notre Dame overrated, blah, blah, blah. But like a lot of times, you come out, it's tough to play that first game. I mean, look at what happened to Miami. Look at what happened to UCLA. Like week 1 in college, it's a double-edged sword playing that a real football game.
You're right.
And a lot of those fucking SEC teams don't do it. And a lot of the teams do have the cupcakes.
But the big dogs do. Look this week. Auburn played Washington. LSU played Miami.
Yeah.
Alabama played, not like Louisville's a total pushover.
Right.
Neutral site.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you are right. When you're playing against a top 15 team, opening week.
It was in Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It ended up being close down the stretch. I just think Michigan.
But where do you see I guess my point is, where do you because me, again, as a huge Harbaugh guy, he won everywhere he went, but he's not winning at Michigan, plain and simple.
Well, I think again, it's a recruiting / coaching thing. I think he believes in his schemes. I think he believes in his strategy. I just don't see them having like ridiculous, like Alabama style, just loaded talent.
But he does now. They said this is the first year, third year, and usually
I'm just taking this as, by the way, I don't care for college football, but I watched the game and I'm like, who's the guy in this team who's just supposed to be like, oh my God.
Well, he's finally got his quarterback, and that guy struggled.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, I heard that this was supposed to be the quarterback.
Yeah.
But
my thing is with Harbaugh, dude, if you lose 3 or 4 games this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like he's that's already won, right? So, I mean, do you fire him if he loses 3 games?
They finished the year at Ohio State too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And they play Michigan State.
Yeah.
Like,
and Wisconsin's top 5.
I don't know if you fire him if he loses 3 games? I don't think you can fire him if he loses 3 games. Now, if they lose 5 games, and that makes 4 the magic number.
Again, I've always been Team Harbaugh, but it's it's a win now.
Yeah.
He started out pretty good, but he's been pretty dog shit the last 18 games.
It's sort of thing. If they beat Ohio State this year, if they just beat Ohio State, right? That's like.
Well, you're right.
So, he's certainly been a bit of a disappointment, especially considering he won right out of the gate when they weren't his players.
Exactly. Yeah. Again, I've always been Team Harbaugh, man. Get it together, though.
I think there's a lot, and we're going to talk about this with the NFL when we get to our NFL preview. And actually, we'll probably end up talking about it before we even get to the preview because of what happened with Khalil Mack. But I think things are changing, man. Like, I think even the idea at a college level that you can be this hard ass, I just think more and more of these kids are coddled all the way up. They were always told they're a superstar. They're always the fucking greatest thing ever. You probably can't be a hard ass high school coach anymore. Probably can't be like, I just don't know. I like that a little bit in a coach, but I'm just not sure it's realistic in the way these players show up and what their attitude is about it.
Yeah. No, I gotcha.
I mean, look at Nick Saban had to apologize for that fucking.
Fuck that.
That was the dumbest thing ever. Like, I thought, so I was not watching. I didn't even see the clip. I wasn't on Twitter that much. I was doing a whole lot of things. I thought he must have been like, fuck you for still fucking asking me this fucking question. What the fuck is your problem? I thought there was going to be bleeping. I thought he was going to attack this person.
You know why he apologized? I got to give a shout out to our boy Sam Tripoli. I saw Sam's tweet and I agree. You know why he apologized? It was a female reporter. He doesn't apologize. If he says that, I'm telling you, in this day and age, if he says that same thing to a male reporter, I don't think he apologizes the next day.
That to me doesn't, like, that may be true, but it's still to take a term from you. That's the pussification of America.
I agree.
That woman deserves an apology.
I agree.
I understand that she's doing her job, but she should be the one that also has to answer to somebody who goes, this is why I didn't want to ask him that fucking question again. They're like, you got to ask him about his fucking quarterbacks. You got to ask him. It's like, why? Didn't they fucking smoke the shit out of Louisville?
Dude, they put up 55 points.
So where would the quarterback controversy be?
Well, because he still played both.
Who cares? They won. They scored 55 points. Why are you asking him about this? If there was a struggle, then you go, oh, are you think they fucking rolled?
I know. Well, the Hawaiian guy played the most, the guy who won the game last year against Clemson. And then Jalen Hurts kind of did mop-up duty, but he played well. Look, it's mostly the guy from Hawaii, but look, dude, I agree. Like, who cares? From what I read, and I didn't watch the game either, I saw highlights, I saw the interview. Everything I've read is this is what all the actual college football analysts are saying. Bama has always been known, right, mostly for their defense.
Yeah.
They're saying this year, their offense is just as loaded, if not more. They're saying this might be, like, every game might be 55-17.
Yeah.
Because they're stacked.
But it's annoying because this is what the press does, and then they act like the story wasn't created by them.
Sure.
There is no quarterback controversy, but you guys keep fucking asking about it, and it's annoying. Colin Kaepernick was sitting quietly on the bench. Then the press was like, are you protesting? What's happening? And then it's like, it's the protest unraveling the NFL. It's like, this wasn't even a protest. You guys made it a protest. And now you're acting like the NFL doesn't know what to do about these protests. Like, maybe they could have just done nothing if some fucking cheddar dick reporter was like, why are you sitting? Like, stop asking stupid ass fucking questions, and maybe people wouldn't hate the goddamn media all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, that was a stupid fucking question. We just rolled. Why are you talking to me about this?
It's true.
What are you thinking about starting somebody else at middle linebacker next week? Why would I? We just won. If she asked that, it would be just as fucking dumb. I'd like the idea that he apologized for that. I thought he was going to fucking, when I saw the clip, I was like, that's what he's apologizing for? Nonsense.
It's bullshit, man. It's total bullshit.
And I hate Saban because he's a fucking douche. But like, can we just start like calling people out when they're fucking actually doing something wrong instead of just deciding?
But see,
everybody needs an apology.
That response by Nick Saban is why I love Nick Saban. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but then he apologized.
Well, I don't like the apology.
Yeah.
But my point is, he is so passionate and so fucking like he's never happy.
Yeah.
That's always the joke I make. Nick Saban could be getting his ass licked and he'd be mad. Like, dude, chill out for a minute. But that's why they win. Dude, they really are. Him and Bill Belichick, he's the college version of Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
It's the same. They come from the same mold. But anyway, moving on real quick, we got to talk about LSU. I did watch that whole game. They beat the shit out of the U. They were up 33-3 at one point.
That's the best I've seen LSU look. And I've watched probably more LSU games than anybody but Notre Dame, maybe even more than Notre Dame in the last 5 years. And that's as good as I've seen them look.
Their defense, Praino.
Obviously, I mean, they're always
on D. Yeah.
On D. They always run the ball really well. It's always a question of like, why the fuck don't you guys have a quarterback? They didn't throw the ball that well yesterday, but they threw it like well enough. They were just steamrolling them though, and it just becomes which dumpster fire team that they're not supposed to lose to will they lose to, and every fucking LSU fan will lose their goddamn mind and call for fucking Edo's head. I mean, certainly that's better than they ever looked than under Les Miles since fucking winning a championship.
Well, look, man,
with Saban's players,
yeah, they have a tough schedule. They were showing their schedule. They have a real tough schedule, but
it's funny because they'll they have a tough schedule. They got to play. I don't know who they got to play. But they got to play Bama. They got to play Auburn. They got to play these SEC teams, and they'll lose to Vanderbilt or whatever, and then people be like, "Fuck,"
Yeah. But dude, I mean, Miami coming off a good year, top 10 team, neutral field.
Yep.
And they steamrolled them.
Yeah.
And Mark Richt, man, again, Georgia. They'd always go in. He could never win the big games.
Yeah.
That's a big game you have to win.
Was he was there last year too?
Yeah, he was there last year. He turned the program around. They did lose their last 3 games though.
Right.
They got up to number 2. I think they finished 9-3 last year. But again, I don't know. But Coach Edo, I reached out to him last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got a call with Coach O?
I couldn't believe it. I said, I know it's Labor Day, Coach. I know you're busy down in the bayou, but I was, hoping that he could come on the show for a few minutes because, again, I mean, he gave a great passionate speech about 2 months ago, if you remember, about the Hurricanes. And, I mean, passionate maybe isn't the best word. He talked about if you could fuck a gator in the ass, you could tackle a man. And that seemed to work out because they were all over the field tackling the U. Anyway, Coach, I know you've been waiting patiently on the line. Coach O, are you there?
I'm here, Andy Ruther. I can't wait to get a phone call with you on the Dirty Sports Podcast here on Labor Day. Oh, it's Labor Day, all right. It's Labor. A lot of people think Labor Day is for the laborers. It's actually for me being in labor, about to give birth to a championship Tiger squad down here in the bayou. That's right. I got my legs open. I got my big old pussy dick wide open. I'm about to birth me a champion. Oh, look at these Tigers coming out here. Dallas, Texas, beating up on Hurricanes. You ever see a Tiger fight a Hurricane? Usually it doesn't have a good chance against a force of nature. We a big old Tiger, though. I just gave birth to a Tiger, Hurricane, eating Tiger champion.
Now, Coach, everybody thought you were on the hot seat entering this year, even though you'd only been at LSU for 1 year. Do you feel better about that whole hot seat right now? I mean, you guys were up 30 points at once.
I'll say one thing about the fans here down in the bayou. They're tough fans to play for, but they're honest fans. They believe that we should win every game, and I believe that we should win every game too. So, look, seats always going to be hot here. Everything down here in the bayou is hot. Seats are hot. Walls are hot. My clipboard's hot. Headset's hot. My shoes are hot. Everything's hot. It's a bayou, goddammit. Seats hot.
Now, Coach, I know we have a short amount of time today, but one last question. Did you have time in the Dallas-Fort Worth area to celebrate, or did you get back on the plane and head right back to Baton Rouge?
The boys in the locker room were jumping around doing the Tiger winning, Tiger growling situation. And we enjoyed the win for a couple minutes, but we got a lot of work to do. Beating Miami, beating the Hurricane, that's tough, But beating other Tigers, we got to play Auburn, beating elephants that are also, named after Sean Connery, submarine movies or whatever. That's difficult. You got to play Gators. You ever fight a gator? I fuck a gator in the ass, but it's tough to beat him. Depends if we playing in the swamp or not. So I got a lot on my plate this year. Hot plate on a hot seat, on a hot grill, hot burner, hot swamp down here in the bayou.
Well, Coach O, we appreciate the time.
Who we got next? I even looked at. I was so focused on us beating them their Hurricanes. I don't even know who we got next week, but I can tell you what.
I think it's an easy one. Let me look it up, Coach.
We're already back to work. Because when I focus on who we're playing, we're focused on how we are playing.
You got Southeastern Louisiana.
Difficult game. Do not look past the Seals.
The Lions.
No. Southeast Louisiana, them the Seals. Them the Seal Lions. Sea Lions, Seal Lions.
Coach O.
Tigers, Lions, Tigers, Bears. Oh, my. Hot seat, hot plate. Hot fajitas. My plate's so hot, it's like I'm at Applebee's. I ordered the fajitas. Everybody in the restaurant turn around, but why that plate so dang hot? And then the waitress say, don't touch that plate. It's hot. And I say, no shit, it's hot. It's on fire. It's steaming hot. You know what? If my Bayou Bengals were a dish at Applebee's, they'd say, don't touch them Bayou Bengals. They hot. Let them cool down a little bit before you eat your fajitas off them. Because, god dang, they just beat the Hurricanes. One Tiger versus a force of nature. Tiger wins. What are the chances of that? I'll tell you the chances. Chances are good when you got the heart and soul of this Bengals team that I got down here. We going all the way this year.
Well, Coach O, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for tuning in. And
happy Labor Day. Good luck with your birth. I'm birthing the champion over here. I don't know what you're pushing out, your pussy dick. But I'm pushing out a team that's gonna hoist that crystal thing. Well, I don't even know what that is the shape of, but it's crystal, that's for sure.
Coach O, always entertaining. And what I found interesting about Coach O today, Praino, is that he's almost very in with the times, saying that a man could give birth.
Yeah.
That's almost very with the social justice warriors.
I know a lot of times it's like, I feel I'm a man, but I feel like a woman. I'm a woman. I feel like a man. I'm a man woman that feels like a, but he's basically saying your dick can actually be your pussy. You can push something out your pussy dick. So as far as, a lot of times people in the South, like Coach O, they people say they're less, progressive. It seems like he's like next level progressive.
Yeah. Always a pleasure to hear from him.
Yeah.
And you know what? You got to be rooting for him, right?
Oh, yeah.
Especially after that big win?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care a lot, again, about college football. The SEC is certainly the dominant conference in college football. And I'm always rooting against Alabama because fuck them. I hate seeing them win every year. So for me, it's always the Tigers. It's Auburn and LSU. I'll always pull for those guys.
Yeah.
I know that you're probably like, somebody out there's probably like, how do you root for both of them? It's like, well, I do. So fuck you.
Well, I keep debating. I might fly back for an Ohio State game and support that awful man, Urban Meyer. Does that make me a terrible person?
Did they play this week?
Yeah.
And they won.
They put up 70 points on Oregon State.
And he was not coaching.
He's not coaching.
So that's one of what, 3?
One of 3.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. They got a cupcake this week, then TCU.
I believe that's the mayor.
I believe that's the mayor trying to cause a scene. If you break my fucking window, dude, I swear to fucking God.
He just jizzed on your window?
Wow, that's a lot of cum, okay? I mean, he's like a child.
Yeah. He's an adult lawyer. What's happening?
This guy is an adult lawyer just completely ruining the podcast. That's a grown-ass man over there. Gives 0 fucks about my place.
Yeah. He fixed it all up just to break a window.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you the time that I went down to my neighbor below me? Real quick before we get to NFL. He threw like a toilet paper wad and he threw it at the window. And I had so much anger building up for the past year of the guy who used to live below me. I stormed down there and knocked. And I go, you throwing shit at my wall, dude? I go, what the fuck, man?
Oh, it wasn't it? It was the mayor?
And he goes, what are you talking about? I go, you throwing shit at my window? Because Drew was here. And I go, were we talking too loud for you? And he goes, I have no clue what you're talking about. And then I was like,
And then he beat the shit out of me.
and then I walked back up and I got a text from the mayor and he's like, you're not even going to comment on me throwing that at your window? I go, oh shit.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Whatever. Sometimes.
That was old Andy. That was angry Andy.
Yeah, it was.
That was a little angry Denty.
And sometimes the sheriff.
That was before the sound bath.
I'm going to force my brother to do. I don't know if I'm forcing him because he can kick my ass. But
which brother?
My brother Brad.
Is coming back out here?
No, I'm going back.
You're going to do one in Cincinnati?
Because they're all in Cincinnati now. I'm going to tell him, on me, we're going to do a float lab, dude. Sensory deprivation. You need it more than anybody. You're an angry individual.
If you wanted to just like go to a soundless bath in Cincinnati, couldn't you just go to a Reds game?
Oh, shots fired. I will be going to Reds Dodgers, actually.
Nice.
Day game. Yeah. I'm stoked, Praino. Dude, let me just tell you a 12-day span for me. A 12-day span. Rose Bowl. Tonight we get Mets Dodgers.
The Grom Dodgers, yep.
Dodger Stadium. Wednesday, I mean, obviously it's mostly you're part of this.
Yep.
White Sox Tigers. Cubs Brewers. Then the next day, Reds Dodgers.
Yeah.
Within 12 days.
Great.
5 stadiums.
I was just up in San Fran. I don't have the football game mixed in, but San Fran and then Dodgers. So I was at Mets Giants on Saturday, Dodgers Mets tonight, and then those 2 fun games in Chicago. Stand up in stadiums.
Love it. You're looking good. I noticed you shaved what, maybe a day or 2 ago?
I did. I shaved before my Saturday night show. Still looking fresh. It almost looks like I shaved last night.
Why does it look so good, Joe?
Well, come on, Andy. I shouldn't have to say, but I'm going to anyway. Harry's Razors.
That's right. Make you look fresh every time.
Make America fresh again.
I'm going to get a nice Harry's shave. Love those blades. Love that 5th blade again. Always around like the lip and nose area. It gets those small little hairs. I'm going to shave before we leave for Chicago. And Dirtballs, they have a great trial offer that you can take advantage of. Claim yours by going to harrys.com/dirty. Harry's now has body wash, which is amazing. They have bars of soap. They got everything. Get a $13 value trial set that comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave, that weighted ergonomic handle, a 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip and trimmer blade, rich lathering shave gel, and a travel blade cover, which, again, I'll be using when I travel.
Yeah.
Love that little travel blade cover. Dirtballs, you can redeem your trial set at harrys.com/dirty. So make sure you go to harrys.com/dirty to redeem that offer and let them know that I sent you. I don't know why you wouldn't take advantage of this great offer. Fresh blades at a very reasonable deal. So take advantage of it right now. Okay. NFL news. We're going to preview. We're going to bang out 2 podcasts today. But let's get to the news right now.
Okay.
Because shit is on fire.
I mean, the big news, you have to start with Khalil Mack, right? That's got to be the
Or
biggest.
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I mean, where do you want to start?
Well, Aaron Rodgers deal, yeah, but like Aaron Rodgers stays with the Packers. Let's push that. Khalil Mack.
Let's talk about
arguably the best defensive player in all of football.
Agreed.
Gone from the Raiders. Off to the Bears. The Bears, historically great linebackers, add another potential all-time linebacker to their long list. And I have to say, I do not fucking understand how this happened. I do not understand what the Raiders are doing. It seems to me the Raiders are making the complete.
Hold on. Police sirens, the helicopter, Yofel. The minute you mentioned Raiders, the Yofels are losing it.
Yeah, they're trying to capture John Gruden. They're already turned over on Gruden. To me, it seems like this is the exact opposite approach as to what the Rams are doing in their lead up to the new stadium in Los Angeles. I truly believe, I don't think that Stan Kroenke gives a single fuck whether they win the Super Bowl or not. He just wants them to be contenders leading up to a new stadium, sell all those seats. I wouldn't be surprised if it's fucking Florida Marlin style. They go hard for the next couple of years and they fucking dismantle.
Yeah.
Spend, sell the PSLs, make all the money, do whatever you want. You're going to Vegas. You have to get this team. I You know I want to be in on the Raiders bandwagon.
Sure.
I've been in on the Raiders bandwagon. I am out. I'm out on the Raiders. Out. How do you not sign Khalil Mack?
Well, let me just read the deal to recap for everybody. The Bears get Khalil Mack, a 2020 second-round pick, and a conditional 2020 fifth-round pick. The Raiders get next year's draft first pick. They also get the 2020 first-round pick, a 2020 third-round pick, and a 2019 sixth-round pick. And then Mack also signed a 6-year, $141 million deal, which includes $90 million guaranteed, which basically a day after Aaron Donald signed the most guaranteed money ever for a defensive player, he beat that. I am going to disagree with you on this.
Okay.
Not fully. I'm just going to disagree on it has to play out. Does that make sense?
How?
This is how. If those picks that
turn into who? The greatest player in history? And then what? You don't pay him? Where do you draw the line? So are they eventually going to pay somebody?
Well, look, this is what I'm going to say. If the picks for the next 2 years, if you can stock up on 2 or 3 really good players, we all know how loading up on picks has helped teams before. I mean, look how the Patriots do it.
Sure.
But so in a way it has to play out.
First of all, the Patriots load up on
lower tier picks.
Yeah.
I agree. Now, Praino,
off the top of your head, let me ask you a question.
If you're asking me this.
Off the top of your head, let me ask you a question. Just see if anybody jumps to mind. Off the top of your head, what team would you trade their last 2 first-round picks for Khalil Mack?
Wait, repeat the question?
Their last 2 first-rounders. Which team had such ridiculous last 2 first-round picks that you would trade them for Khalil Mack? Off the top of your head.
I couldn't think of one.
Any team jump out at you?
Now, I want to say I wouldn't have done this trade, but I also think in a way I want to see how it plays out.
Here's why I wouldn't have done the trade. It's, again, the exact opposite strategy of what the Rams said. Okay, we're going to be good. We're not going to be good right now. We're not going to win the division. The Chiefs are too good. The Broncos are good. The whatever's good.
Chargers.
Okay, the Chargers are good. Let's sell on Mac. Let's get a bunch of draft picks. Let's be good 3 or 4 years down the road. How does that help you sell tickets day one in Vegas?
Well, look.
Are you selling tickets in Vegas on John Gruden doing the John Gruden show every day from fucking, the Palms in Vegas? Who gives up on Defensive Player of the Years?
Again, I would not have made the deal. I don't know. I guess I don't know enough if Mac really wanted to stay. I don't know all this.
He really wanted to stay for the money he deserves.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what the question was.
All I know is this. This is what I do know about the Raiders. I know you have a very good young quarterback when he's healthy. I know you have some players
who they paid.
I know you have some really good players around him. I like their receiving and tight end core. Obviously, Khalil Mack, we talked about it last episode with defensive tackles and the Bengals paying Geno Atkins. He is a game changer in the sense that not only is he going to get, sacks, he's going to get forced fumbles, he's going to get interceptions.
I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, was he an all-pro linebacker and an all-pro defensive end a couple of years ago? Has that ever happened?
I'm not sure. He was Defensive Player of the Year in 2016.
Yeah. And I believe he was all-pro at 2 positions.
Look, I wouldn't have done the deal, but I also, I am curious to see, how do the Bears play?
John Gruden hasn't coached in fucking 12 years.
You're putting this all on Gruden.
I'm putting it on Gruden. Because there's already...
Gruden doesn't like, you might have a point here.
Harbaugh, Kelly, Gruden. He's going from an old school approach. Everybody's got to be my kind of guy. Everybody's got to show up to work. Doesn't matter if you're the best player on the team or the last player on the team. It's like, yeah, but he's not the best player on the team. He's the best defensive player in football.
Well, the MO on Gruden when he did coach, I don't know if you remember, he wasn't about the big contracts.
Right.
So maybe he still has that, it looks like that same mentality 10 years later.
To me, it's just like, can you imagine Bill Parcells, Mr. No Nonsense, going like, I don't want LT. Too much of a headache, wants too much money. I'll do it without LT.
Dude, literally, if I was Gruden.
Is that the last player that you could basically make a comparison to?
This is what, his 4th year?
Yeah. I just don't understand. They're 2 years removed from being a very good team.
Yeah.
Being a playoff team. Are you bringing John Gruden in? Like, to me, bringing John Gruden in as like Mr. Rebuild seems like that just does not seem like I would bring John Gruden in as like, we have John Gruden now. Why wouldn't you want to come play for us? Let's go big before we get to Vegas. And then he can transition over to a fucking assistant.
It's not even, dude, they're in Vegas next year.
Yeah.
Next fucking year. It's not like it's not like the Rams. The Rams still have 2 more years in the Coliseum. They're in Vegas next year.
See, to me, I would have been the opposite. I would have been like, spend everything right now. We're going to Vegas. Is money going to be a problem? If it is, then you don't know how to run a fucking football team.
Yeah.
You're an NFL franchise. You're moving to Vegas. You're worried about how much money you're spending?
Sure.
I get it. There's a cap. I get it. You don't think you're there yet. But again, who are you hoping to draft with those first couple picks that then you're not going to pay them?
Look, I don't know about the not paying them, but I know, let's say they get 4 picks that can fill spots on both offense and defense. I don't know. Obviously, that's the goal here for them.
I just can't wrap my head around. I understand some of these contracts are getting out of control, but I can't wrap. The reason is because the players have the leverage in knowing I am irreplaceable. Khalil Mack had that leverage. You're not drafting another Khalil Mack. You're not.
Yeah.
He went to fucking Buffalo.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a diamond in the rough.
Wow. What a great pick.
And everybody knew it. Because that year when he was at Buffalo, he had like 40 tackles in a loss on, week 1 to Ohio State. It was like Khalil Mack versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. It was.
Yeah, I remember. You're right.
I get it. But I get the financial part of it, but I just don't get not trying to go all in right now before you go to Vegas. It's basically the anti-Rams. They did everything completely opposite than the Rams. They went an old coach instead of a young coach. They're being fiscally responsible instead of spending everything to try to win now. Sell those fucking PSLs. Okay. Sell those luxury boxes.
Okay, so I was wrong. This will be his
fifth year.
Who
sells fucking luxury boxes? Khalil Mack or whoever the fuck replaces him?
I mean, he's been pretty amazing since he came into the league.
I just don't understand it. It's just, to me, am I happy that the Giants just gave $65 million to a wide receiver? Not really. But at the same time, like, what else can we ask for this guy to do and then not give him the contract he deserves? You have to pick. And the idea that Gruden, doesn't like the guy because he wasn't in camp? I get that too. But fuck, he's a linebacker in the NFL where contracts aren't guaranteed. No one basically plays their last season out now. Yeah, and this nonsense, just stop being one of those people. It's like, honor the contract you signed. Fine, if it's guaranteed, I'll honor the contract I signed.
Yeah, well, things change. It's not just football. I'm talking with this whole honor the contract. If our show blew the fuck up in the next 6 months, do you guys out there think I'm going to go to certain sponsors and say, we need to renegotiate? Of course I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
It's business.
The same way people drop us out of fucking nowhere. Because everybody's just doing whatever suits them the best.
Yes. Exactly. We can get dropped. Actually, that's a good point. We can get dropped within 30 days, basically we could sign a contract for a sponsor for a year, but they basically can drop us, and we only have a 30-day window.
To me, I like Gruden as a guy.
Me too.
I actually did. A lot of people are critical of him as an analyst. I think he's a straight shooter as an analyst. He says whatever. But the idea that he can just jump right back into the NFL and not miss a beat, I think is, suspect at best. I would have had a completely different approach if I'm John. Khalil Mack would have been the first person I called. And I've been like, this honestly,
yeah,
we have a couple years here. Our last year in Oakland, our first year in Vegas. This is about me and you.
Sure.
And building a fucking franchise.
Yeah.
Derek Carr, great. He's already signed. And he's the offensive guy. But Khalil Mack Khalil Mack as a defender is significantly better than Derek Carr as a quarterback. And I like Derek Carr a lot. But they're not even on the same. He's the defensive equivalent of Aaron Rodgers.
Game changer. Yeah. That's the thing. Turnovers late in games changes the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
Of him as a player, and he brings that to the table. All right, well, can we rapid fire some of
Sure.
these?
Let's do it.
Aaron Donald, like I said day before, the Rams are locked and loaded for a few years now.
Yeah, I agree. Look, the Aaron Donald contract to me is again, he got his market value. I don't know how they end up paying all these guys, but they've obviously gone all in on him. They're a more complete team, obviously, than the Raiders, but they locked up their guy. Good. Got his money, got his guarantee. Rams are going to be tough, man. Rams are going to be tough. We'll talk about them, obviously, extensively in our preview.
Though, I'm worried. They look so good on paper on both sides of the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those things where, you look great on paper and you're 8-8.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be 8-8. They won 11 games last year, correct?
Yeah.
I think they win more. And it's usually a tough,
they have a tough schedule, man.
Yeah, they do.
They got some great. I'll tell you what, for us living out here, I was talking to Shaboring before he left. Shaboring's in Spain now.
Yeah.
And I was talking to, my old guy on couch who we're going to be staying with for a few days in Chicago. He's actually flying out. The Rams have Vikings at home, Green Bay at home, Eagles at home, Chargers at home, of course, Seahawks. And they have some great home games. So Aaron Donald signs that deal. The Rams are looking good. Let's go through the rest of this shit. Broncos finally just said this Paxton Lynch shit ain't working out.
I mean,
they cut him.
Yeah.
Done.
Waived. Why? What they got their quarterback. What's Paxton Lynch's purpose at this point? To back him up. Paxton Lynch wasn't even getting in as a backup at times.
I know.
I mean, he was a first rounder.
You want to hear something crazy? A lot of times the trades you don't make saves your team. Do you remember the Cowboys wanted him? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
They wanted to trade up to get him. Instead, what did Dak fall to the second or third round? He could have been a Cowboy.
Well, we'll get to the Cowboys and Dak. We have a lot in the Super Bowl preview. I don't want to, or the NFL preview. I don't want to go too much on what I think is going to happen to these teams on this, but yeah, I'm not surprised Paxton Lynch is gone. And maybe the Cowboys like him so much they should pick him up.
Real quick about the Raiders? So then they trade for McCarron.
Yeah, I guess that's just a safety in case Carr goes down.
McCarron did not have a good. McCarron lost out to Peterman. Yeah. Nathan Peterman is going to be the Buffalo Bills starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a minute?
I don't think the Bills are going to be good. I don't think they were as good as they.
But what does that say about Josh Allen too? He's not ready.
Yeah, he's not ready. But honestly, I know a lot of people are down on Josh Allen, but just because he's not starting for the Bills, I don't say as the Bills. I think the Bills. I don't know what the fuck's happening with the Bills. Last year, we thought the Bills were selling. Then they make the playoffs. Then they can't fucking score any points. Then they trade Tyrod. I have no idea what the fucking Bills are up to. But probably better for Josh Allen that he's not starting.
Yeah.
Honestly. because I don't think the Bills are going to be good, and I think that can ruin a quarterback. You just fucking start him before he's ready.
Bills Mafia, get something new. That's my only request.
Yeah.
We've talked about
Just
it.
anything besides throwing people through tables. Or the tables better be on fire. You know what I mean? The tables better be on top of other tables on top of other tables.
Now, the Sean Merriman idea is amazing.
Yeah. Celebrity table throwing, that's a whole different story. You know what I mean? It's like Survivor. Remember they do Survivor, and you're like, Survivor's the dopest shit ever. And then you're like, fuck, we got to do Celebrity Survivor, or we're going to cancel the show.
Dude, that'd be a great bar. Like,
just throwing people through tables?
Or, like, imagine, like, once a week at a bar in Buffalo, a celebrity would be there to throw you through tables.
Yeah, definitely a good bar promo.
The line would be out the door.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing. Other news. We forgot to talk about this.
Well, you brought up Aaron Rodgers' contract.
Oh, yeah, of course. Aaron Rodgers,
this contract, it's so fucking absurd that it will hurt the Packers.
Oh, no, we did talk about Aaron Rodgers' contract last episode.
Okay, great.
Jesus.
I think it will. It's so gaudy that I think it does hurt them, but also it's like, what are you going to do? You're Aaron Rodgers. You have to get that money.
Because you were slamming Miller Lights to honor it,
yeah.
being that, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, right. Green Bay.
I was drunk, so you're going to have to remind me what we did and didn't talk about.
Yeah, what's my excuse?
I don't know. The dent?
I want to bring up Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay.
Because he was traded to New Orleans. Obviously, he's going to be Drew Brees' backup. Dude, but I see a lot of people saying, Praino, that Teddy Bridgewater is the heir apparent to Brees, which to me is like, come on. Like, if I'm a New Orleans Saints fan.
There's no replacing Drew Brees.
I know, but if I'm a Saints fan.
Yeah.
I want to start fresh after Brees.
Actually, I'm not sure I agree with you there.
Teddy Bridgewater?
We've seen it before, right? If the Saints have a good team, right, and their defense was pretty good last year, they've got Kamara, they've got some pieces. What do? You start a rookie? How fast have we seen windows close in the NFL? Now, if they get somebody, if they draft a kid, and suddenly but certainly a nice backup in case Drew Brees gets hurt.
I agree. I think he's a good backup.
And then I don't think anybody's handing him the reins, like, no questions asked.
Yeah.
They got him for a third rounder.
Sure.
Defense, run the ball. Did Teddy Bridgewater, was he able to handle that in Minnesota?
Yeah.
So I don't hate it. They got him for a third rounder. Now, if they draft somebody to play under Bridgewater, like, a lot of things can happen here. I don't think anybody's thinking like, oh, he's going to come in and throw, 40 touchdowns a game or a season like Drew Brees.
Yeah. So I saw Le'Veon Bell. He didn't show up to practice today. Will he be there week 1?
What's been the ongoing situation?
Well, do you know
he's
what the
practicing and not practicing?
No, I don't think he is.
He hasn't practiced at all.
So basically, they offered him the 1 year, $14.5 million franchise. He just won't sign it.
Right.
So I think it was old Shefty. I think I saw a tweet today. Every game he doesn't play, he's losing $837,000.
Right.
So if he plays this year, if he just signs that deal, he's got $14 million. But of course, he wants especially now that all these guys are getting big deals.
Yeah. I mean, what can you again? And I know Odell Beckham's a fucking diva, but like that was part of the Giants getting a deal done is he was there. At the same time, how do you get pissed at a player for not being there? In the NFL, as a running back, how do you, for somebody who's just like a reasonable person, how do you get pissed that he's not there?
Do you think, though, dude, that's a lot of fucking money. Do you think Le'Veon Bell is willing to give up $837,000?
Hold on, but let's
Jesus.
Let's talk about the difference between Kirk Cousins goes franchise, gets a big deal. How long are quarterbacks playing in the NFL now?
A lot longer.
What if they tried to do that with him? What if they franchise him next year? What if they give him the Kirk Cousins for the entirety of what an NFL running back's career is. Le'Veon Bell is in what? This would be year 4?
4 or 5. Probably 4.
4? What if they franchise? That's 7 years. That's when Sean Alexander went from MVP to out of football. How do you take that deal? It's every situation is different, but like I understand that the Steelers say, "Hey, we made you a fucking real offer."
It's a game of chicken at this point.
Yeah,
though.
I understand that they said we offered you $13 million or $14 million. How do you not fucking take it? That's a different story. But the idea that you're going to expect an NFL running back with no guarantee whatsoever, that could be his last contract. I get it. Give me $7 million after taxes. I'll make my life work. I'm not sure Le'Veon Bell and I are the same person. You know what I mean? I hate guys holding out, but at the same time, I just don't know what you do, especially at running back of all positions.
Well, your boy, Hugh Jackson, I saw, because they're playing the Browns to start, said he plans on facing Le'Veon Bell. They think he's going to be there. Again, dude, that's a lot of money every week. That's a lot of fucking money, man, to walk away from.
Yeah, but think about a lot of money that he, potentially earns himself by getting a guaranteed fucking. It's all about these guarantees. It's all about guarantees.
But I'd assume, right, that $14.5 million is guaranteed.
Yeah, right.
Because it's
for
1
year. When's the last time an NBA player held out? When's the last time you heard a baseball player since fucking J.D. Drew refusing to sign?
That's funny. J.D. Drew. Yeah, I forgot about that. You're right. Well, it's a different game, obviously.
Yeah. Because it's far less dangerous and far more guaranteed.
Yeah.
It sucks being a fan of that team. It sucks being all that. It sucks when your guys hold out. It sucks when you think they should have just signed a deal. And I agree. I think Le'Veon Bell should have taken the big deal that they offered him, which was something like fucking $40 million guaranteed or something like that. Some absurd number still. Should have taken it. Didn't want it. You can't really be that fucking pissed that he's holding out, though.
I'm not pissed. I'm just really.
But I'm saying as a Steelers fan.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this plays out. And it doesn't matter. Le'Veon Bell or no Le'Veon Bell. The Steelers are not losing to the Browns.
Right.
I mean.
I can't believe. I
don't care if Merrill Lynch is out there. Merrill Hodge.
Yeah. Merrill Lynch, the banker's out there playing fucking.
Actually, I don't care if 75-year-old Walt Ruther, who used to work for Merrill Lynch back in the day, is out there playing running back for the Steelers. They ain't losing to the fucking Browns.
Ridiculous. I can't believe people are buying in on the Browns still. I can't believe it. Also, spoiler for, I know Hard Knocks hasn't come out until tomorrow, but they're already announcing the guys that they've cut. Like, basically everybody that was featured in Hard Knocks, except for Tyrod Taylor and Jarvis Landry, has now been cut.
Well, and one caveat, we were asking why they weren't cut. It was a new rule change.
Right.
Which we didn't know.
Yeah.
Which, of course, like, my DMs were just on fire.
Yeah. What a fucking stupid rule change, first of all. Way to ruin Hard Knocks.
It does ruin Hard Knocks.
Yeah. So now we just get a fucking all cuts episode?
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. So we got to talk about this Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, boy. Court decision. So this
I love him, my boy.
This is huge news, though. This is really important news because, by the way, before I get to that, you guys, I know we talked about it. We had a call last week from Salad_breadsticks, the artist formerly known. Dude, you got to watch Casual.
Yeah.
Casual. They have like a whole episode almost, and again, it's in the future where I'll just give the premise. I don't want to give too many teasers away, but it's the last Super Bowl.
That's amazing.
Because of problems happening with the NFLPA and they basically the NFLPA won the case. But this,
who knew Casual was such a sports show,
bro?
Tommy Dewey getting that unlimited sports knowledge he has in the writers' room. Yeah. He's like, I only watch Alabama football. I don't know what to tell you.
Need I say? Tommy Dewey hangs around us, gets a little sports knowledge. Next thing you know, they're putting it in a comedy drama dating show. I'm just saying.
Tug Coker's like, what about me, his best friend and super sports fan? and writing partner. But good call, Dirty Sports.
I think we gave the bump. I think we gave the casual bump. Anyway,
I mean, you got to say, Bill Walton also makes an appearance. Like that.
Bro.
That's not a sign of a Dirty Sports.
Bro,
Bump.
the Bill Walton stuff, I believe it's episode 4 of the last season. I binged hard on Friday, and best season yet.
Nice. Can't wait.
Yeah. So the Colin Kaepernick case, just to kind of sum it up for everybody, the NFL, he'd sued the NFL for collusion, which was basically saying the NFL owners, all of them agreed, or there was some sort of behind-the-scenes agreement that they didn't want to sign him. He took that to court. Now, before it could go to trial, an arbiter had to decide between the NFL and Kaepernick, and he sided with Colin Kaepernick, which means now his case can go to court.
So,
which was a huge win.
So I just want to say one thing for all of the fucking unbelievable cheddar dicks that I have encountered in discussing this matter on our show. You're telling me a legal professional determined that Colin Kaepernick is not in the league, in fact, because he's washed.
Well,
he's what? You mean an arbiter didn't go, well, he once threw for fucking 4 picks in one game for 87 yards. That's why he's not in the league.
Well, the arbiter isn't making a decision. He's just saying there's enough evidence.
Yeah.
Just to clarify. He's not siding with Kaepernick.
Right. I know.
He's just saying there's enough evidence
but I'm
that
saying
this can go to trial.
The cheddar dickery that we have gone up against in just talking about this on our show was, what is the argument here? Here it is right here. Here's a stat from a game 2 years ago where he threw 4 picks.
Well,
he's washed.
Well, let me just read a tweet that I wrote for one of the sports feeds that pays me to write jokes. And I'll just read you a couple of the responses.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. This was the joke. Colin Kaepernick's lawyer. NFL owners colluded to not sign Colin to a team. Judge, I need proof. Colin Kaepernick's lawyer. Scott Tolzien, Tom Savage, and Mike Glennon were all starting quarterbacks week 1 of the 2017 NFL season. Judge, okay, you have a point. This case can go to trial. It's a joke, but it's a truthful joke.
Right.
Those are 3 shitty quarterbacks who Colin Kaepernick is just better than. That's a fact. Look at these responses. He's a crappy QB anyway. It's like, and then they all just start coming in. He was a piece of shit. He sucked. It's like, and people, again, we agree on this issue for the most part, especially when people bring up the distraction. Every fucking NFL player is a distraction. Who's not a distraction? They all have social.
When Tim Tebow joins the team, it is Tim Tebow 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on ESPN. He was signed by 4 NFL teams, 4 different teams, including the New England Patriots.
We're like, distractions.
We'll take the distraction.
But here's what I want to say about the distraction thing. The distraction thing is such bullshit in 2018. Here's why. Every single athlete in any major sports team is one stupid fucking tweet away from being a distraction. So
Odell Beckham just got $65 million. He's peeing like a dog on the field. Marcus Peters took a penalty flag, threw it into the stands. The Rams traded for him. Ezekiel Elliott was on a float pulling down a girl's shirt.
It doesn't matter if you're good at the end of the day. If you could,
Pac-Man Jones on another team. His list of fucking distractions is like Mike Johnson.
Gronk, long and distinguished.
Yes.
Like I always say, Gronk, distraction. But when he's on the field, he's great. That's why Johnny Manziel didn't make it in the league. Not only did he suck, he was a distraction. You can't be both. You can have the off-the-field shit, but you got to be able to perform. Anyway, it's going to trial, so it'll be really curious how that plays out. Again, if you want maybe a foreshadowing, I check out that casual episode. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Because they talk about Kaepernick and the thing.
Great.
They almost saw it ahead of time, bro.
I mean, I don't want to take anything away from the writing crew at Casual, but like, didn't we all see this happening?
Well, I don't know if we saw that it would go to trial and all this shit. I love these people. He's a bad quarterback. He's not the best, but he's better than Scott Tolzien and Mike Glennon and fucking Brandon Whedon.
Yes, he is. Without a doubt.
It's unbelievable. Anyway, Praino, we have a long day. We really cannot make this episode go that much longer.
Let's wrap it up.
Because we have to record a NFL preview.
Are we going live for the preview?
We are not.
Okay, great.
So that one will be dropping as it normally does on Thursday.
So do we have anything else to do on this episode?
Let me check the old rundown.
So we're only live for a few more minutes. I haven't had to chug a beer, which I'm actually kind of thankful of. But if you want to get one in last second, at Joe Praino on Venmo.
All right. That's the show, I think.
Great.
Guys, Chicago, this week, we'd love to see you. Dirtballs. No excuses. We're going to be there for 5 nights.
Wednesday, White Sox game. Section 117, row 1. Thursday, Gino's Brew Pub. Live. Dirty Sports Podcast.
Live podcast.
In the Midwest. All you motherfuckers out there telling me how the fucking Midwest is where you want to be. I hope you saved all that money eating at Applebee's and living in a fucking 3-bedroom house that costs you $600 a month. You should have money to show up, slam beers, watch the Dirty Sports Podcast. This is why you live there, so you can do things like this. Fuck Applebee's. Take one night off from Applebee's. Get to Gino's Brew Pub, a mom and pop style bar where they are kind enough to host the live Dirty Sports Podcast. Joe Praino headlining Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I just worked out all kinds of new shit up in the Bay. Can't wait to drop half hour of new material on folks.
And I talked to a guy on couch. He said where the comedy club is, the comedy bar, and Gino's, it's a great area.
Great. Sunday, NFL Week 1 Bonanza. I'm back, baby.
Bonanza.
Miller Lights. What time did games start there? Noon?
Noon.
I've never experienced the noon start. Only the 1 and the 10 a.m.
Never had the central time.
Never had the central time. Noon start. Beautiful.
It was my college, yeah. My
get
college
fucking
days.
Start getting banged up. 11, 10:30, 11.
Woo! And then you got to tell jokes that night.
Yeah.
We do.
Sunday night. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah. Monday night, Cubs, Brewers.
My first experience with Wrigley.
It's a good one, man. It's a good one.
Can't wait.
So Dirtballs, go look in the description section. It has all the links. We want to see you guys there. We want to take pictures with you guys.
We want to hand out koozies.
Yes.
We want to slam Miller Lights. We want to make you laugh. We want to make you cry.
Dirtball Fan Meetup, Chicago this week. JoePraino.com, DirtySports.com, AndyRuther.com, at Fix Your Life, at Joe Praino, at Andy Ruther, iTunes reviews. You guys know what to do. Much love to everybody who sent screenshots in the last few weeks. There will be even more koozies mailed out tomorrow. And fuck the U.S. Postal Service for sending one of the koozies back, saying insufficient money, for the record. Funny how I mailed 12 koozies one day. Funny how 11 of them, because they all weigh the same.
Yeah.
Funny how 11 of them were fine. I'm marching into that post office saying, no, you're mailing this. I'm not paying another extra $1. This is on principle. This is bullshit.
Go for it. It's a very John Gruden-like move of you. I refuse to pay more.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the episode. Hopefully we'll see you in Chicago. And most importantly, don't forget, condoms are for pussies.